investing in your kids' ears and nesting. Now this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me.
Howdy!
Howdy!
Welcome to Under the Hat. I'm Bellboy.
And I'm Sydney.
And this one is our Hell in a Cell predictions. Hell in a Cell is the first Hell in a Cell. Not too chuffed about this Hell in a Cell business for pay-per-view name, but that's another story. The card itself,
it's a bit too predictable, isn't it?
It is. I mean, having a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell for a start.
Yeah, I wonder what matches we're going to have in store for us in this.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell matches. Hopefully it's not an annual thing, because as Spinner said in one of his recent videos, it's going to be way too predictable when Hell in a Cell match is going to happen, and we did like the uncertainty and the unpredictability of Hell in a Cell matches cropping up from, you know, month to month or year to year. Now it looks like we're going to have a set Hell in a Cell event. And
do you think it's going to be the end of the feuds? Usually Hell in a Cell match is the end of the feud, so
yeah.
we'll have to see about these, and I'm hoping that someone's going to climb to the top of the cell at least. It did happen on Raw, so and hopefully someone fall off.
Well, yeah. Not for them, but for us.
Yeah.
But the cell looks much bigger now, so I doubt that's going to happen.
First up, we've got the Intercontinental Championship. John Morrison, in his first pay-per-view fight in ages, so
yeah.
He definitely deserves a match against Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Had a little confrontation at breaking point.
This actually looks pretty good. On the card, you look at this and you think these two could be the future of the company, really. They've got, this is a good Intercontinental title match on paper, and I think it's going to live up to its expectations. Morrison, he hasn't had the Intercontinental title for long, so I hope he retains it, even though Ziggler kind of deserves to get it as well. I'm just hoping for a good match, to be honest. I don't really care who wins.
As this isn't in a cell as well, I hope this is the start of the feud, because I can see it being a very good match, but I think I'm going to go with John Morrison too.
Yeah, I'm going to go with John Morrison, because he hasn't had a defence on a pay-per-view with this belt, and he's got to have at least one.
Yeah, and then we've got the Unified Tag Team Championship with Chris Jericho and Big Show, the holders of it, against Batista and Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, well, Batista calling out 619, and they used to have the championships.
Yeah.
And I think Chris Jericho and Big Show have had it for quite a while now, and I think they need to be split up as a tag team. So I think Batista and Rey Mysterio are going to win it for their second time.
Yeah, I think you're right with that. I've got to go with Mysterio and Batista myself.
Both of them returning as well.
Both of them returning. It's the heat. You know, they got the momentum to do it. And as you said, Jericho and Big Show, they need more single heel competitors on SmackDown, and this is the way to do it.
And then we've got the United States Championship. Kofi Kingston versus The Miz versus Jack Swagger. It's a good triple threat here, I think. I like it when the United States Championship or the Intercontinental Championship is decided upon with a triple threat. I think they're quite interesting when they do it like that. It gives all of the competitors quite a push, and I like the way they've been robbing the title off each other. I think you know, a little bit of a feud and competitiveness is going for the three of them. Now I think it's going to change hands, and I would say it's going to be Jack Swagger.
Really? Jack Swagger?
Jack Swagger.
I think the press ups then. I'll let you off. I'll let you off because that entrance is awful. But well, I can see where you're coming from with Swagger, but I just think, you know, Kingston, he's holding the title well, and Swagger and Miz are just, you know, trying to one better themselves by stealing the title off Kingston. I'm going with Kingston with this one. I think that Swagger and Miz will end up costing themselves the match by just their bad, you know, planning of the match, pretty much. I'm going with Kingston, and let's see what happens with that one.
Right, next up we got the first Hell in a Cell match that we're going to predict, and it's DX versus The Legacy, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. Now, I've got to go for DX in this because Triple H is the king when it comes to the cell matches. He's won the most, and he doesn't like jobbing out as well. So
Yeah.
Michaels, you know, he's always up for a win under his belt as well. So I think I'm going to go with DX, because they lost at breaking point, so they're going to get their own back in the Hell in a Cell.
To be honest with you, I have to agree. DX, I'm totally all over them for this one. As you said, the experience factor in the cell is ridiculous, really. Well, DiBiase's never been in the cell before. Triple H has been in the most, he's won the most, and I think Michaels has pretty much had a good 2 or 3 cell matches himself, so yeah, it's looking pretty good for them, and I've got to go with DX.
The WWE Championship, John Cena versus Randy Orton, another cell match. Now, they've had some history, and they don't like each other one bit. So, I think John Cena's, I don't know if he's going to have a 3-week rental of the title, because he likes to keep it for a long time when he has it. So, I'm going to go with Cena in this.
Yeah, I got to go with Cena. He's just won it. I'll be very disappointed if he loses it straight away. He has to really completely demolish Randy Orton in this match to end the feud. I think Legacy could be breaking up, or something massive has got to happen with Legacy after Hell in a Cell.
Next up, we've got the Divas Championship, Mickie James versus Alicia Fox. I'm not too bothered about this one, really. Not much of a brilliant feud going on there. I'm going to have to go with Mickie James, just because she's more experienced and can hold the title a bit better than Alicia Fox, I think.
That's exactly why I'm going for it. I'm going for Mickie James, because Alicia Fox, I don't really think she's proved herself enough to win the Divas Championship.
No.
And this being the second last match of our predictions doesn't mean to say it's going to be the second last match on the card.
Then we've got the World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk, the straight-edged superstar, or the straight-edged World Heavyweight Champion, versus the creator of the Hell in a Cell match. It is his yard.
It is his yard.
I mean, if you're going to pick someone in a Hell in a Cell match, you're going to go with Undertaker.
Well, I'm still thinking wanting the day where Triple H is going to fight Undertaker in a cell.
That would be amazing. Now that, I wouldn't care if they called the pay-per-view Hell in a Cell if those two were going to fight.
Yeah, it's got to happen.
That would be amazing.
I really think that match has to happen. Whether or not it will or not.
I would love to see that at WrestleMania. That would be, you know, that would be the ultimate.
The King of the Cell match.
King of the Cell match. Saying that though, I can't see all the faces winning. There's got to be some slip up. You can't have DX winning, and then John Cena winning, and then The Undertaker winning.
I know.
One of them has got to give.
I would say you're right, but you never know. And I think maybe this is the pay-per-view where all the faces do win.
Yeah, they could be happening.
Because I can't see Undertaker losing, especially after what happened to him at Breaking Point. It almost makes me want to change one of my other predictions, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go with The Undertaker. I think CM Punk, he just can't beat The Undertaker in a cell unless there's some really, really big screw job going on. Taker's going to win the title.
I think something's got to give, and because I've already predicted the other two and I can't be bothered going back and predicting them again, I'm going to say Undertaker loses. You heard it here first.
Right. That's going to be an interesting one to see. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the show. Next up is obviously the review of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully it's a good event. And after that, we got a very interesting episode. But stay tuned and tune in to the next episode of the Hell in a Cell review to find out what the next one is.
Yeah, so as always, keep watching Under the Hat. Subscribe, leave your comments, do a rating. We like to see your ratings of our episodes, see if we're doing any good.
Yeah.
And until next time, what goes on Under the Hat
stays.
stays. Under the Hat.